Good afternoon and welcome back to the Jimmy Powell Oval for this is second semi-final between the Cayman Islands team and Jamaica. Playing for the Cayman Islands today, Omar Willis, Sam Foster, they'll be opening the batting, Ronald Ebanks, Conroy Wright, Andre McCarthy, Jalen Linton, Troy Taylor, Marlon Satahu, Shamario Clark, Gregory Smith, and Alessandro Morris Jr. That makes up the 11 for the Cayman team. On-time start here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Remember, it's a 15-over contest. Screen may be showing 20 at the moment, but it is a 15-over contest. And opening the bowling will be Romeo Dunker. He'll be starting from the proposed school end. And for those who do not know, that area behind the bowl on that end was to be a high school. Not sure where those plans are now with the government, but it was to be a high school many years ago. And this ground would have been encompassed by the Beulah Smith High School and stands. So those plans on the shelf currently, but the proposed school, and they did a pretty good job filling it and clearing it several times. But it'll be Dunker. He'll be bowling to Omar Willis. Omar Willis, a promotion for him today to opening. And in comes Dunker with ball number 1. And similar to his start last week, Dunker right on the money right away. Bowling to the right-hander. He likes to pitch them just on the off stump and bring them back. Gets the batsman to fall over. You'll notice that the pitch has 2 red marks in it today. The groundsman putting in the wide lines down the leg side for the new rules. And they're trying to help the bowlers out a bit here. Not everything down the leg side is wide any longer. But the bowlers did need some help. They were going for a lot of runs. And in comes Dunker. And that one played there again by Willis. 2 dot balls so far. Willis and Foster, 2 former national team players, also members of the current training squad, training for the ICC American Sub-Regional Tournament to be held here in April of 2026. So if you're not busy, find some time, come down to the Cayman Islands. March and April. We'll have 2 competitions. Come down to the Cayman Islands in March and April. Come and go to the beach as well. And in comes Dunker. He's bowling now to Willis. And that one is pitched up and Willis digs that one out. It's dug out into the leg side. I almost switched camera angles there. We don't have the ball tracking camera for this one as the person who operates the camera is currently playing in this game. So we're going to stick with this view for a while. And of course, we'll be able to get the big ground view as well. It looks a bit like that, as you can see. The picturesque Jimmy Powell Oval. And that one is driven into the offside by Sam. They run a quick single, an easy one in the end. Sam Foster, he'll be playing his trade in the Albanian Cricket League next year. He's been brought in to try and improve their cricket over there. Sam, a seasoned campaigner. He runs well between wickets, a good fielder, a good team man. Good physio as well. And that one, it's like that one is hit outside the off stump. And they come through. And Zitroy Robinson showing that he got some bat on that one, did Willis. So 1 run there to Omar Willis. Cayman, they're going to be looking to get anywhere between 120 to 140 to put this game out of reach of the Jamaica team. They'll be relying heavily on their star batsman, Andre McCarthy, to give them a good inning here today. That one driven back down the ground, stopped by Dunker. So no run. And that brings us to the end of over number 1. The score now 3 without loss. Coming on to bowl now from the pavilion end is DeMar Johnson. He'll be bowling to Omar Willis. It's our cameraman as well, DeMar. He's picked up the ball tracking camera very, very easily of late, and he'll be bowling to Willis. See if we can get a chance just to sneak in the Jamaica team here so we can see who is playing for them today. Davion Codner, Raquel Walker, Sheldon Crawford, Romaine Foster, Pete Johnson, Paul Manning, Romario Edwards, DeMar Johnson, Dino McInnes, Romeo Duncan, Ian Morris, Mr. Big Show. And that is the Jamaica team for today. And in comes Johnson now. He'll be bowling to Willis. And in he comes. He approaches the crease. That one is short and wide outside the off stump. Signaled wide by umpire Courtney Young. Easy decision there for Mr. Young. And that one swinging away. Johnson a little bit short there as well. I'm sure Willis will be looking to uppercut or cut that one away. And just a reminder, we're here at the Jimmy Powell Oval in West Bay, Grand Cayman. Welcome to all of our viewers from all over the world, wherever you may be. And in comes Johnson again, and that one is outside the off stump, wide again. Willis advancing down the wicket. So 2 wide so far. Score not updated as yet, but the score is now 6 without loss, with those 2 extras being bowled. I'm sure we'll get it up to speed from the scorers shortly. And Willis, he's tapping away, waiting on Johnson to come in. And in comes Johnson now. He's bowling to Willis again. And that one is outside also. And Willis hits that one hard. There's a fielder out there on the point boundary. So only 1 run scored there. Really good shot there by Willis. Short and outside the off stump. But the field is set for that. A man at deep point on the boundary and a man at wide third man. And Johnson just struggling a bit here to find his line in length to get things going here. He'll be bowling to Sam Foster now. And Foster taps away again, and that one is wide outside, and that one is hit way down to the fielder at long third man there. A third man on the boundary, I should say, not really a long one. And it's 1 run once again. The Jimmy Powell Oval. Really, really beautiful cricket ground. Home to the Cayman Islands national team. And in comes Johnson. He's bowling to Willis. And that one is short, and Willis tried to pull that one into the onside. I think he'll only get 1. And he ran hard for it. It's a direct hit. But only 1 run there for Willis. It was short. It was there to be put away. Willis couldn't quite get that one away. This being a 15-over game, Cayman team will be looking to get up to about 130, 140. And in comes DeMar Johnson, bowling to Sam Foster, and that one is pitched up and driven hard. And that one hits the fence now. 4 runs driven through extra cover all along the ground for 4 by Sam Foster. Really good shot there. Johnson struggling to find his line in length here. And Foster steps into that one and drives it. Goes all the way for 4. A special good afternoon to my viewers in Barbados, Mr. Seeley, and all of my other viewers there. Viewers in Jamaica as well. Hope we can bring some cheer to your Saturday afternoon. And that one is hit up in the air, and that one is hit away as well. A couple bounces, and that one goes all the way for 4. So Foster taking a liking to Johnson's bowling here. 2 4s back to back. And Ian Big Show Morris could only just watch that one hit the boundary. Sam moving at a clip now, 10 from 5 deliveries. The score on to 16 with 1 ball to go in this one. An expensive over here from Johnson so far. 13 runs from it so far. Within the power play, that's always possible. And Foster backs away. And he plays this one, is edged, and it goes all the way down to third man. And they're coming back for 2. A really good piece of running there. Really good run in there by Foster. He pushed that one. And he pushed Willis to run for a hard 2 there. And they get 2. And that's a really good over there for the Cayman team. The score now moves on to 18 without loss after 2 overs. The weather here at JPO, bright sunny day. No clouds anywhere in sight. Good little crowd building at the ground here now to watch this game. And in comes Dunker. He's bowling to Willis, and this one is short, and Willis cuts that one away. A really good shot there by Willis. It goes out towards the boundary. It won't go all the way. Walker, he's pretty quick out over the outfield, and they run hard for 3. And it's a good piece of fielding there by Walker. But in the end, Foster comes back comfortably for 3. And a really good shot there by Willis. The 2 umpires for this game. Standing umpire right now, umpire Zitroy Robinson. He's joined by veteran umpire Courtney Young. Courtney Young, he's been on the circuit for quite some time. He's been to several ICC top-level tournaments, under-19 World Cups, etc. And that one is swatted away by Foster. And with the third man being inside the circle, goes all the way for 4 once again. So Foster, a really good start by him here. He's put in some impetus into this Cayman innings. As a reminder, it's a 15 over one, so it's going to be short. It's going to be sweet. The Cayman team have been short a few players lately due to other commitments, but it seems as if they have a pretty full 11 for today. They'll definitely bat all the way to number 10. And in comes Dunker. And this one is pitched up. And Sam advancing down the wicket to try to hit that one over long on. He does not connect with it, though. Sam not really known for his ball beating abilities or hitting abilities. But it looks as if today he's decided that he's going to take on the bowling a bit more. Probably trying to squeeze himself into that national team. That one swung away hard by Foster. It goes straight to the man of that deep backward square. And he gets 1 run. Foster and Willis, part of the national squad selected, currently training for the ICC America Sub-Regional Tournament to be held here in March. And also the North American Championship to be held here in the Cayman Islands in April of 2026. So in comes Dunker. And that one is short and it's pulled away by Willis. And it's 1 bounce down to the man at square leg. 1 bounce into his hands. And he throws it in. 1 run. Willis, he would believe that he's in total control of that one. So no worries. In comes Dunker again. He's bowling to Sam, and that one is pitched up. A very good delivery there by Dunker. Squeezed into the leg side, and they come through for one. Very well bowled there by Romeo Dunker. Brings us to the end of over number 3. The score now 28 without loss. Willis there on 8 from 8, and Foster on 18 from 10. Looks as if they're going to be a change in bowling from the pavilion end now. It's going to be Romario Edwards. He's now going to be picking up the ball and bowling to Sam Foster. Edwards had a pretty good game last week. And in comes Edwards. He's bowling to Foster, and Foster backs away. Gets that one off his inside edge, and that one goes into the leg side once again. A little bit of intent being showed here by Foster. So he started well. In comes Edwards again. He's bowling to Foster. And that one is played, and he's hit on his back pad. And he's gone. That is the end of Sam Foster. Definitely hitting the stumps there. Hit on his back pad, trying to play that one. Straight delivery into the leg side. Trying to get some runs going here for the Cayman team on the board. But that brings us to the end of Foster. Going to the crease now. Batting at number 3. It looks to be Andre McCarthy. The man in form. He scored a match-winning 87 runs for the Greetings Club last week. And he'll be looking to carry on his good form. The Cayman team will need his stroke-making abilities. He comes to the crease now at number 3. Jamaica, they'll be looking to pick up McCarthy early. And in comes Edwards. He's bowling to McCarthy, and McCarthy in behind the line there. He'll take a few deliveries to get in, but once he starts to flow, he is very, very easy on the eye. Here's McCarthy. And just a reminder, the final is coming up tomorrow at 1 p.m. here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. And that one is down the leg side, signal wide. McCarthy advancing a little bit down the pitch there to cut the swing. And forces Edwards to push that one down the leg side. In he comes now. Edwards bowling to McCarthy. That one played into the leg side. They run hard. They get 1 run. Short, fine leg. Former West Indies player Andre McCarthy. He's joined now by Willis. Willis still at the crease there on 8 from 8. And that's very well bowled by Romario Edwards there. Squeeze into the leg side, and McCarthy calls Willis through for a single. Edwards taking his time to get through this over. Probably trying to slow the game down a bit. He'll be bowling to McCarthy now. So Edwards to McCarthy. McCarthy advances down the pitch and he plays that one into the offside. And they come through for a quick single. And no run. Only 1 run there to Raquel Walker in the covers. And that brings us to the end of over number 4, the end of the power play. The score now 32 for 1. Into the attack now is Sheldon. And that one is driven out to deep point by McCarthy. Square drive. Sheldon bowling from the opposite end that he usually bowls from. Sheldon Crawford. The figure of much controversy last week in last week's game. He will be before the disciplinary committee for a incident that occurred last week. But for now, he's still on the field here representing Team Jamaica. And Willis pulls away there, not sure what was happening. Probably a field change still happening or some chatter in the field. And in comes Sheldon. He's bowling to Willis. And Willis hits this one, and it goes through the hands of Pete Johnson, it looks like. 1 run to Willis. And this is Sheldon. He's now bowling to McCarthy. And this one is pitched up outside off stump. And that one is off the outside edge. No run. Picked up by Ian Morris at short. Third man No run there for the Cayman team. That one outside the off stump, a loud appeal. The bowler not really interested. And another dot ball there for Crawford. Crawford, he seems to be bowling with a plan here. No ball signaled there by Zitroy Robinson. Really bad habit by Sheldon. He has a habit of mashing the return crease. So, free hit signal there. So, McCarthy with a chance to make some amends for some dot balls in this over. It's going to be Sheldon to bowl to McCarthy now. Free hit. And that one is hit away by McCarthy. A really good shot there. Dead ball signaled. Not sure why a dead ball was signaled. Can I get any indication from the umpires what's going on here? So still a free hit. That boundary will not count. Really good shot by McCarthy all the same. And in comes Crawford once again. And that one is wide outside the off stump, signaled wide. So still a free hit. Sheldon struggling a bit here. Not sure where to pitch these deliveries. I'm going to see if we can have a change in the commentary box at 4 o'clock. You'll hear a different voice. And that one flies off the edge. It goes all the way for 4. So 4 runs to McCarthy. He won't mind where they're scored. Moves the score onto 40 for 1. One delivery left in this Sheldon Crawford over. Just gone for 8 so far. Not terrible. And that's a very good delivery there by Sheldon. Into the block hole. And brings us to the end of over number 5. The score now 40 for 1. 10 overs left to go in this innings. Another 60 deliveries. The Cayman team will be looking to get another maybe 100 runs. Or at least another 80 to 90 runs. So we'll see how they go about getting there. They will rely heavily on McCarthy, who has been in some form. Edwards, he'll be continuing now from the pavilion end, and he'll be bowling to Willis. Willis, they're on 10 from 10, 100 strike rate right now. He'll be trying to get it up to 140, 150 before his inning is over. And in comes Edwards. He's bowling to Willis. And Willis hits that one straight down the ground. Johnson, he's on the long off boundary, and he picks that one up. And it's only 1 run to Willis. Edwards. He's bowling now to McCarthy. McCarthy, who's on 7 from 9 deliveries. And in comes Edwards. That one into the leg side by McCarthy. And 1 run. Edwards won't mind that. The more boundaries he can stop the Cayman team from scoring is the better for the Jamaica team at this point. In comes Edwards. He's bowling out to Willis, and that one is pitched up into the leg side. And they're not going to get a run there. Very well stopped there by Ian Morris at short mid wicket. And no run there to Willis. In comes Edwards. He's bowling now to Willis. And that one is full on the legs. And Willis flicks that one away. Helps it down to the fine leg boundary. Not a very good delivery there by Edwards. And Willis able to capitalize on that poor delivery and pick up 4 runs. That pushes the score on a bit. Score now 46 for 1. I want to remind you, you're watching the second semi-final of the Nations Cup. The winner of the first game, Eastern Caribbean, they beat the Asian Stars. And they'll be taking on the winner of this one right here at the Jimmy Powell Oval tomorrow at 1 o'clock. 1 p.m. start. Will it be the Cayman Islands? Will it be Jamaica? And in comes Edwards to Willis. Outside the offside, Willis drives that one crisply. And it goes all the way down to the boundary. Hits the fence. A really good shot there by Willis. A square drive. And Edwards, that one was pitched up a bit too much. And Willis took full advantage of that one and put it away. Willis playing a really good shot there. Really, really good cricketing shot. In comes Edwards. He's bowling to Willis again. This one is pitched up on leg stump. And Willis turns that one into the leg side for 1. And Ian Morris at short mid-wicket comes around and picks that one up. Not sure who's going to bowl yet from the proposed school end. Oh, it's still Crawford. He's continuing. I thought the skipper, Paul Manning, may have taken the ball there. He decided against it. So it'll be Crawford. He'll be bowling now to Willis. Score 51 for 1 after 6 overs. So a fairly decent start here by the Cayman team. They'll want to push it on. And in comes Sheldon. And Willis, he turns that one into the leg side. They're running hard. They should come back for 2. And they do so. They not possibly 3, but they decide against it. Edwards has a really good arm. And that's 2 runs. That one turned to backward of square leg. Not quite deep because it didn't go all the way down to the boundary. Currently 5 people outside the circle. A deep mid-wicket, long on, long off. Deep cover. And also, third man is on the boundary. Another good piece of cricket there by Willis. And they get 2 runs. Good running. Good piece of running there by Willis. So the score moves on now to 55 for 1. And Willis, he's still on strike. McCarthy not yet on strike. And that one hit high up in the air. Really good shot once again by Willis. He gets only 1 for it though. It's a good piece of fielding on the boundary. So Willis not fearing the sharp ball here from Crawford. And he's now bowling to McCarthy. McCarthy hits this one to deep midwick to cow corner. He only gets 1 run. He didn't get a hold of that one. He'll be disappointed with himself. He usually capitalizes on those. But once again, a really good shot there by McCarthy. He moves on to 9. Willis going well here. He's on 25 from 18 deliveries. And this one hit high up in the air now. Is anybody down there to catch that one? It goes all the way back for 6. Really good shot there by Omar Willis. It was short. Right long hop. Nothing really about it. There was no pace on that delivery, and the fielder could just watch it go all the way back for 6. So Willis, he's doing well here. He's on 31 from 19 deliveries. And Crawford taking a bit of stick. And in he comes again. And that one is wide outside the off stump. He gets away with that one. Does Crawford. I thought it was a bit wide. Nothing signaled by umpire Robinson. So Crawford now, his 2 overs going for 20 runs. And the Cayman team on 63 for 1 after 7 overs. So far so good here for the Cayman team. So Johnson, he's back in the attack now. And he is bowling to McCarthy. And in comes Johnson. McCarthy hits that one hard, back down the ground. It goes all the way for 4. Really good shot there by McCarthy. That one pitched up a bit too much by Johnson. Really, really good shot there. Hit the fence. And in Johnson comes, he bowling again to McCarthy. McCarthy shuffles, and that one is played outside the off stump. It goes straight to the fielder and sent back into Johnson. So a dot ball there, a rare one here from Johnson, but a good shot by McCarthy again. He's on 13 from 13. Willis with him there on 31 from 20. And just a reminder, we're watching cricket here at the Jimmy Powell Oval in the West Bay, Grand Cayman. And in comes Johnson again, and he's bowling to McCarthy. McCarthy hits that one, and it flies all the way for 6. Oh, it's 4 runs, sorry. It bounced inside. I thought it went all the way for 6. Ah, and I was right. It went all the way for 6. Young didn't see that one, but a really good shot there by McCarthy. Johnson taking a bit of stick here. He's going for a bit of runs. He's now bowled 1.3 overs for 25. And the season campaigner, Andre McCarthy, he's just getting going now. In comes Johnson. He's bowling to McCarthy. And that one is a slower delivery outside the off stump. And he drives hard through the covers. And that one is thrown in. And he only gets 1 run for that one out to the deep cover fielder. So we've managed to get another cameraman on. And he's doing ball tracking for the first time. Johnson, he comes into Willis, and Willis plays that one into the offside. And goes to the captain, Paul Manning. And they get 1 run for that. And in he comes, and he's bowling now to McCarthy. McCarthy hits that one down the ground. Fumbled by Edwards, but they get 2. And that brings us to the end of that over. The score now, 76 for 1. The Cayman team picking it up here and doing well. Coming on now to bowl from the other end, the proposed school end. It's Cardner. He's bowling to McCarthy. McCarthy hits that one into the leg side. And they get 1. They don't go for 2. A good piece of fielding there once again. In comes Cardner to Willis. And that one is wide outside the off stump. Willis hits that one. And it splices away. They're running hard for 2. They should get 2 easily. Willis gets back for 2. Willis going nicely here. He's on to 34 from 22 deliveries. McCarthy there on 22 from 17. The run rate for the Cayman Islands, very, very healthy, 9.48. And Willis drags that one into the leg side. And they end up getting One run. That one hit down to long off. And just one run there to McCarthy. In comes Cardinal now to Willis. Willis drags that one into the leg side again. Probably a little bit of fatigue showing there on Willis as he played that one. Lost his shape a bit. Now we have Cardinal bowling to McCarthy. And in he comes. That one is driven. And 4 runs scored there by McCarthy. Out to deep extra cover. A really good shot. So coming on to bowl now from the pavilion end is Paul Manning. The Jamaica team a bit under the pressure here. Cayman going very well. The score, 86 for 1. After 9 overs, the run rate almost 10. So Cayman going along well here. In comes Paul, and that one is hit straight back. And Willis, he's looking for at least 2. He's looking for at least 2 there. But he manages only to get 1. Saved by DeMar on the boundary. In comes Manning now. He's bowling to McCarthy. McCarthy cuts that one hard. It goes out to deep point, and they get 1 run. One is hit out there by Willis. That one goes all the way back for 6. A full toss on the pads, and it goes all the way back. A really good shot there by Omar Willis, having a very good innings out there today. He moves on to 43 from 26 deliveries. A good shot there by Willis. And in comes Manning again, and Manning is bowling to Willis. And that one is down the leg side, signaled wide by umpire Young. The Cayman team taking along very, very well here. Willis on 43 from 26 deliveries. Cayman is scoring at 9.8 runs per 9 runs per over, so they're doing well. And Andre McCarthy playing the secondary role for a change today. He's on 28 from 20 deliveries. And in comes Manning, and he's bowling to Willis again. And that one is wide outside the off stump. Just on the line. It's not signaled anything by umpire Young. Very, very tight to that line out there. And in comes Paul Manning again. And that one is dragged by Willis out to deep mid wicket. And they get 1 run. clever piece of bowling there by Manning, who's decided that he's only going to bowl the deliveries wide outside of his off stump. And he'll be bowling to McCarthy now. And in he comes, he's bowling to McCarthy. And McCarthy gets way outside off stump and tries to sweep that one, as there's no deep backward square. He can only manage to get that one on his pads, and no run comes from that one. So the score after 10 overs, 96 for 1. Continuing now from the proposed school end, it's going to be Davion Codner. Picked up a couple of awards last week, did Codner, for his all-round performances and his bowling in the Elite T20 competition. Picked up the most wickets and the best all-rounder award. And in he comes now, he's bowling to Willis. And Willis goes with that one. Out to corner, he's running around, he's trying to stop that one. And they do well to keep it just to 2. Willis, he's ticking along, he moves on to 46. At least it's not that bad luck at number 47. And Codner now is looking to change the angle. He'll be coming around the wicket. Not sure if that's the best thing to do to Willis. Willis loves it in his legs. That one is pitched outside off stump, so he bowls that one across him. Willis looking for a wide, but nothing given there. And Codner rushing through this over. And Willis goes downtown. Another good pick up and stop there by Johnson on the boundary. Another good piece of fielding by DeMar Johnson out there. And Willis, he moves on to 47. He'll want to get off of that number as quickly as possible. And McCarthy, he is on 28 from 21 deliveries. Cayman, 99 for 1. Going very well here. Remember, this is a 15-over contest. That one driven through the offside by McCarthy. He'll only get one. There's a field out there at the extra cover. And he walks a single. And in comes Codner. He's bowling to Willis. And Willis goes high. And it's over his head. It goes all the way for 6. A really good shot there by Omar Willis. All the way back for 6. That takes him to 50. A very, very well played inning there by Omar Willis. He looks up to the sky. Sure he's looking up to his dad there. And a really, really good inning there by Omar Willis. 53. Coming from just 32 deliveries. Hits Codner all the way back for 6. And in he comes, he's bowling to Willis, and that one is outside off stump. And it looks like it's going to be signaled wide. Is it going to be signaled wide here by umpire? Yep, it's signaled wide by umpire Robinson. That was the one Willis was looking for earlier in the over. I didn't get it. But a really good inning here by Omar Willis, opening the batting today. Not his normal batting position, but the Cayman team seemed to have gotten that one right. And that one is driven down the ground by Willis. And brings us to the end of over number 11. 4 overs to go in this one. McCarthy, he's on 29. Willis on 54. And Taylor, he carries out some water there. And just a reminder, once again, you're watching the semifinal number 2 here at the Jimmy Powell Oval between Cayman and Jamaica. The winner of this one will play the Eastern Caribbean team tomorrow at the Jimmy Powell Oval, starting at 1. It's going to be a big one. The presentation will follow straight after for the Nations Cup. That will bring a close to the end of another season here in the Cayman Islands until early January. But it's Manning. He's now bowling to Willis. And that one is hit hard by Willis. And there's a crowd out here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. A signal from all of them out there. Enjoying the game here. And in comes Manning. And that one is played away by McCarthy into the outfield. And they come back for two. Another good piece of running there. Good shot there by Andre McCarthy. And the score moves on now. 111 for 1. Nelson. 1-1-1. 1. And let's hope that McCarthy can survive this one. That one is hit high up in the air. It's going back. And it should be gone, and he's gone on Nelson. 111 for 1. Yeah, it's a thing. All of us cricketers know about it. 111 for 1. Usually tends to bring a wicket. And that brings McCarthy's innings to an end. He won't be happy with that. But he was not necessarily the man going at it all out, guns blazing this time around. That role is being played by Willis today. But still a very good inning there by Andre McCarthy, 31 from 23. Probably not his greatest piece of work, but there's some discussion now as to who should be coming out next to bat. And coming out next to bat, Conroy Wright. He's coming out to bat now. And he'll be joining Omar Willis at the crease. It's a good start there by Wright. He's off the mark. And the Jamaica team, they'll be glad to see the back of McCarthy. That's for sure. And Manning, he's going to be bowling to Willis. Willis is going to look to continue to score here. Once it's in his arc, he's going to be going with it. And in comes Manning. He's bowling to Willis. And Willis just pushes that one into the offside. And they get an easy single. And no worries there for the Jamaica team or for Willis. It's an easy one run. Another good shot there by Conroy. Brings us to the end of over number 12. So 3 overs to go here. The Cayman team in a very good position. They're on 114 for 2. Mine in the first game, Asian Stars got to 115. And that put a lot of pressure on the Eastern Caribbean team. It took a special inning from Vic Danaram to win that one. So the Jamaica team, they're going to be under a lot of pressure here. They're going to be chasing around 130 or 140. But their batting does go all the way. It's very, very deep. So Jamaica, they will be looking to try and pull this one back. And Codner, he's going to be continuing from the proposed school end, and he's going to be bowling to none other than Conroy Wright. And in he comes, and he's bowling to Wright, and Wright hits that one into the offside. It's picked up now and rolled back into Codner. Willis, he's going to look to capitalize on anything full or anything short that he can pull into the leg side. Codner, he's going to be bowling outside of Willis's off stump. That one is played into the leg side by Willis, dragged over there. And in the end, no run is taken. And Willis hits that one down to a long on. No run. One run, sorry. Down to DeMar Johnson. And Conroy, he can hit a long ball. And his head is down, and Codner was trying to rush him there. It didn't happen. And in comes Codner, bowling to Wright. And Wright hits that one down the ground, but no run. Straight back to Codner. The score seems to have not updated. And the umpire having a word with Codner here about rushing through the over. And that one hit through the offside by Wright. All the way out to deep extra cover. They get one run. And they won't mind that, the Jamaica team. And in he comes, now bowling to Willis. And Willis hits that one into the leg side. Should be out caught, but nope. It bounces just in front of the fielder. The fielder didn't attempt to catch that one. And it's returned now. One run. Brings us to the end of over number 13. Just two more overs left here to go in this inning. And the Cayman team will want to press on here. Lots of wickets in hand, so they'll try to have a go here and see if they can get up to 130. Well, two overs to go in this one. And the crowd here finding some shelter under the trees here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. Some members of the Eastern Stars team out there. And we're going to be returning to the action in just a moment. Coming on to bowl now from the pavilion end is Romario Edwards. He has two overs left. He won't get to bowl all two. He'll get to bowl one of these. And on strike, Omar Willis. And Willis taps away. And Edwards, he's coming into him. And Willis hits that one hard. Down to long off. It's picked up by Johnson, and they only get one run. And now at the crease, facing up to Edwards will be Conroy Wright. So right on strike now. And In comes Edwards, and that one is pitched up to right. Right plays it into the onside, and it comes all the way down to long on, and they get one run there. Willis on 59 from 39 deliveries. The score now 120 for 2. A good score on the board here. And that one is full, and Willis can only get that one just past the extra cover fielder inside the circle for 1. But the boundaries seem to have dried up here for the Cayman team. They're not able to score as freely as they were before. Edwards putting together a pretty decent spell here in the circumstances. And in comes Edwards now. He's bowling to right. And right drags this one into the onside. Down to long on. Walker picks it up. And they get one run. So in comes Edwards again. He's bowling to Willis. Willis, who's there on 60 now. Well set at the crease. A good shot there by Willis. They're pushing for 2 here. And they only managed to get 1. A good piece of fielding out there on the boundary. 1 run to Willis. You can hear his teammates there saying 2, 2, 2. It takes 2 men to run that second one. It was a good piece of fielding in the end. And in comes Edwards. And he's up to bowl again. And that one is driven straight down the ground by right. Just for 1 run. So the Jamaica team, they won't mind that. They were looking at 140, 150 at one point. Now they'll probably get away with 130, 135. And 1 over to go here in this inning. 6 deliveries to go. The score 124 for 2. A decent total up on the board here by the Cayman team, but they'll need to bowl well. The Jamaica team, lots of batting in it. A lot of hard-hitting batsmen. So if they can manage to get it right, could be a pretty easy target for them to chase down if they get going. If the Cayman team can bowl to their plans, I believe that they will also have a good chance to win this one. A wide delivery to start this over here by Dunker. He's not going to want to bowl into the arc of Wright or the arc of Willis. And he's going to be bowling now. And in he comes once again. And that one is hit hard. But straight to the field on the circle. And only 1 run there to Wright. Good delivery there, bowled by Dunker. Buys. Going to be signaled here by umpire Zitroy Robinson. So 1 bye. That adds to the total. But a really good delivery. that one goes all the way back for 6. A really good shot there by Conroy Wright. As I said, once he gets it, it'll go far. He has lovely long levers. And that one goes all the way back for 6. Another good piece of running there by Cayman team. Wright picking up 2 more. The score now moves on to 135 for 2. Willis, a very good innings here. 61 from 42. He's batted through the inning. 2 deliveries here. He's counting on Wright to see if Wright can get some more boundaries. And that one is swung away. His inside edge off. Down to short. Fine leg. And a sloppy bit of cricket there by Team Jamaica. Really, really sloppy. They come through for a second. And that gets right back on strike to face the last delivery of this inning. The score 137 for 2. Good total on the board here by the Cayman team. Jamaica will need to score at over 9 and over to win it. Last delivery coming up. And Wright hits that one. Does not get a boundary. Picks up 1 run. And that brings us to the close of the inning, 138 for 2. Omar Willis, a very good inning there by him. 61 runs from 42 deliveries. Conroy Wright, a nice little cameo in the end, 19 from 13. And that brings us to the end of the first inning. The score, 138 for 2. So we'll take a break here. And after the innings, we'll have a new commentary team on.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the semifinal between Jamaica and Cayman Islands. And in response to Jamaica's score of 138 for two, Omar Willis with a fantastic knock. It's quite brilliant innings from him, well-paced innings. He started off tentatively and then went on the attack and paced himself through the innings. Beautiful innings he played, and complemented by Andre McCarthy, who made 31 and got not out. And at the end, Conroy Wright went to business, pulling a lovely pull shot for 6. So now Jamaica in response, Davian Codner is the opener along with Rickel Walker, two players that are in the national setup. And we expect to see an exciting run chase here because it's a good pitch to bat on. And I reckon that into the wicket is the way to go, cross-bodied shot. Not too short, but just back of a length on this surface is the way to go. And we are off to a lovely start here. So Conroy Wright, who's first up for the skipper for Cayman Islands. And he start with a ball that's outside the off stump. And gone for 4. How fortuitous, as we didn't expect with the pace on the delivery. Just seemed to pass the man there, a deep, short third man. Seems to be Ronald Ebanks. And I don't think Conroy would be too happy with that boundary of the first delivery. And that's just this kind of start that Jamaica wants. And I think Rickel will be quite happy to get a loosener outside the off stump where he didn't have much risk involved, just stabbed at it and got a boundary there down to third man. Appeal there from Conroy. I got a bit excited there. I'm not sure there was anything on it. However, the most important thing is umpire Courtney Young was not moved. And Conroy Wright looks at the umpire in dismay. He may have thought something, batsman got a little bit on it. To be fair, there was no appeal from his colleague in the back, the wicket-keeper, Jalen Linton. And so maybe umpire Young got that right. Conroy is being very meticulous with his field placement. And he's start with a boundary off the first delivery, so he's obviously under a little bit of pressure here to make sure his over does not concede anymore. A lovely delivery and into the offside and for 1. Codner now takes strike, and he's been in fine form. He got a lot of awards in the previously concluded Division 1 competition, where he was the all-rounder of the tournament and bowler of the tournament. And now needs to play a very good innings here for Jamaica if they're going to find themselves into the finals tomorrow, which takes place right here at Jimmy Powell. It should be quite an exciting affair. Whichever team gets through in this game, the Eastern Caribbean are waiting patiently to see who is going to play them tomorrow. And so it will be very interesting to see how Jamaica go in response to this very big total for 15 overs. Another delivery seems to be slower off the pitch. Conroy Wright, very smart bowler, captain of the Cayman Islands national team and on many occasions. So he is a lot of experience he can bank on. Aesthetically, a very beautiful bowler to watch in action. He's a lovely action that goes very strong upper body, goes through the crease lovely and gets the ball to naturally go away from the batsman. So he's one to watch. Again, that delivery just shaping up nicely away from the player. And I think Conroy, after that boundary of the first delivery, has come back very well here. And 1 over to go, 1 ball to go. It's just conceded another single run. So excellent recovery. And I know you guys are probably more familiar with the sound of our commentator, Ricardo Roach. And that's into the offside. Beautiful shot over the extra cover area. They go for one, they go for two, and the return comes in now. And even though, and that's what completes the over. So 7 off the first over. And I don't think Cayman will mind that. The run rate is pretty high. 132 to get. And I know the exploits of Demar Johnson to come in this batting order from Jamaica poses a bit of a problem. And because he is one that can be quite devastating at times, and I think the longer he stays in the hut, the better it is for Cayman to try and build that run rate up to a level where Demar, when he comes to the crease, will need to go from ball one. They have a few other very good players. Dino McInnes is also one to watch, and certainly Romeo Donka, a very seasoned professional and a player that has loads of experience, also has the ability to play any kind of innings. So Jamaica does have a lot of ammunition in their armory. And so Cayman would need to be very clever here and make sure that Jamaica does not get off to a flyer, as it makes it a lot easier for their power hitters that are left in the hut to come. That's dragged into the onside now by Raquel. And I don't know if that's the way to go on this surface, as the surface is quite true. So it's quite much better based on length to hit the ball straight and try to, especially if it's on the off stump. I don't think you have to put too much muscle into getting the ball into the boundary. You could time it. One is cut through the offside. Beautiful shot, goes past the man at point. They take one, come back for a second. And a good start there from McCarthy, who have a lovely shot through the offside by Codner. Into the pitch again. And that one is tugged into the offside by Davian Codner. I think he was just a little bit out of position to play that shot that he's trying to play, which is to force the ball through the offside. Again, the same delivery, same result, is except they come for one. And that delivery is going to be, I think, the way to go on this surface. It's much harder to hit the ball that's into the wicket just short of a good length. If it's too full, it can go all the way. And if it's too short, and it can have some time, the batter can have some time to sit back on the back foot and pull. However, if you're into the pitch just on and about off stump, just short of a length, it's much, much more difficult to play the ball from that length. I think McCarthy has picked that up, and there you go, 3 deliveries in the same spot. So I'm pretty sure he's worked out that the length to bowl is into the wicket just outside the off stump, short of a good length. It's going to be a good contest here. Another good delivery. That one is picked up, lovely shot, all the way, gone for 6. Slug sweep by Raquel. Beautiful shot. And that one is picked up lovely. Again, length is the challenge here. And I think when you look at that shot, it's the delivery that he's waiting for, the ball that's full outside the off stump. And Raquel Walker cashed in beautifully and pulled that one all the way for 6. Lovely slug sweep by him. Picked up lovely sound off the bat as well and went all the way for 6. Great shot that by Raquel. To have a problem finding the ball at the moment, and players are searching. And so with the loss of the ball here, can't find it. So we're taking a quick break here while the umpires try to find themselves a new ball to play with. And the balls are now out to the umpire to search for a replacement. Seems like they've found one. And umpire Courtney Young. Yeah, that ball. To be honest, that six by Raquel was a lovely shot. It had such a sweet sound off the bat and went very far. And now we're not able to find the ball. Lovely shot, pulled through the onside, and it's chase is on here, and Gregory picks up inside the boundary. They go for one, they take two. Raquel has helped himself to 14 of 7 deliveries, going at a strike rate of 200%. That's pretty awesome, and exactly what's required in this run chase. And so Raquel has gone about his business. Seems to be having an issue with his bat, and is signaling to the changing room. Seems like he's got an issue with his bat. It's tugged through the onside. McCarthy does the chase, picks that one up, and Raquel has helped himself to 1 run. He moves on to 15 runs off 8 deliveries. Davian Cudner is at the other end. He's on 5 off 8. And with such a big run chase of 15 overs, they've got to keep going. Currently 8.25 the run rate. It needs to be just about over 10 runs and over for at least the power play. A beautiful delivery there by Conroy Wright. Testing Cudner, asking him to pull that delivery about shoulder height. And in last minute, it would appear Cudner pulled out of the shot. And the ball got a bit big on him. As I said, Conroy Wright is a very experienced bowler. Has played many international games for Cayman Islands and even as captain, so he will know that into the pitch is the way to go here. Much safer than going too full. Lovely delivery. And the commentators comment, and then Conroy just made a mockery of what I said. However, and that was well calculated. Just outside the off stump, the way Codner is positioned, it's very difficult for him to play that delivery. He's almost squared up at the point of impact. So it's very hard. If he goes wide of the off stump, then obviously Conroy knows that he has a better chance of getting a dot ball at that stage. So very balanced start here. It's 3 overs gone, 22 runs on the board. And Jamaica will be looking to up this run rate over the next 2 deliveries, the next 2 overs. McCarthy comes back into the action. In the previous over, bowled very well up until the last delivery where Raquel decided to cash in on a slug sweep that went all the way for 6. Comes again just outside, into the pitch outside the off stump. And this is where I think the experience of McCarthy is going to come in handy, because the earlier delivery that went for 6 was just a little bit too full. Again, that's the length that you want to be bowling. It's very hard to get under the delivery. And Raquel, who is looking to hit most of these deliveries through the onside, is into the pitch. As a matter of fact, I think both these players very similar. Again, into the pitch outside the off stump. Very smart bowling here by McCarthy. He's recognized the way the batsmen are shaping up to hit through the onside. So it's only a matter of making sure you don't bowl full. And just basically into the pitch is the way to go. Just outside the off stump. Again, delivery into the pitch outside the off stump, and chance for run out here. Misfield there by Sam Foster. Bubbled the delivery inside the 30-yard circle, and were able to come back for 1. So while Raquel is going very well at one end, 16 off 10 deliveries, Davian Codner is finding it slightly more difficult. He's on 6 off 13. And I think in the context of this game, we might need to get both players. We'll need to be going at least a run a ball, a minimum, at least the first stages to set the game up. Again, into the pitch, through the offside. And another misfield here by Sam Foster. And I'm not too sure McCarthy will be too pleased. No. So after 4 overs here, we got 26 runs on the board and a run rate of 6.50. I think that the Jamaica team need to decide very early to target a bowler. And now we have the youngster coming on, Marlon Thatdu, who bowls his right arm medium pace. Does get a little bit of gas on the deliveries, so this might be the sort of pace that Codner would be looking for. But he's been very patient, Davian Codner, so far. And as again, he's a player that must not be taken lightly. He's one that can, at any moment, take the game away. Once you start the ball in his area, he can be very dangerous player. So you want to keep inside or outside that area that he's not too strong, and keep him as quiet as possible for as long as possible, and hope that he makes a mistake. So young Marlon is coming on now. Let's see what he's going to do. Starts off with a wide. Umpire Young stretches the arms out. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Jimmy Powell Oval. Lovely sunshine. And I bring the family out to watch a fantastic game of cricket. Another wide from Marlon, and is gone for a bye as well. So not a good start here by the youngster. Maybe struggling with that uphill run up that is here at the Jimmy Powell overs from the Jimmy Powell end. There's a slight slope that he has to go up and needs to get with it very quickly. In the meantime, Jamaica won't mind because that's 3 runs without any ball being bowled from this over. Lovely shot through the offside, just a bit too full. So things are not going as well for young Marlon. Juicy half volley outside the off stump that was put away there by Rickel beautifully. And again, the length is the crucial difference here. You won't get him out if you're bowling that length. You got to be a little bit back of a length in order to create more of an issue for Rickel. But at that length, it's meat and drink for him. He'll put that away any day. It's a lovely shot through the offside. And another wide. So this is not going very well at all. And they've run 2. So 3 runs off that delivery that needs to be rebowled. And it's falling apart here in this over by Marlon. Needs to get a grip of it very quickly. These 10 runs already and only 1 delivery has been bowled. And that's gone again. Beautiful shot all the way down to the boundary for 4. All the way for 6. And this is not what Cayman needed at this stage. After a good start, this over is already gone for 16. Only 2 deliveries bowled. So not the kind of start young Marlon was looking for, and his captain now goes over to have a word with him. And just to calm down the temperatures a little bit here, I think all he needs to focus on here, the young man, is to just hit that area back of a length and be consistent. And don't give Raquel the sort of room required to hit through the line if it's at length. Much better by the young man. Excellent comeback there. And Raquel comes through for 1. So 3 deliveries, 17 runs off this over already. So Jamaica has picked up the pace, and Raquel is going pretty well here. 29 off 14 deliveries. Exactly what's required. He's batting quite well at this stage. He timed it, picked his bowler, picked his man and went after him. That's much better from the young man, Marlon. A little bit too full still. And you might want to adjust that length. Well bowled there by the young man. It's much better. Much better from him. And that's 5 deliveries in this over. So 1 delivery to go. 19 off this first delivery by Marlon. You'll want to finish well here. And that's hit through the offside. Looks like it's going to go all the way for 4, and it does. Again, so very, very expensive over has come to an end. 23 runs from the over. And not what Cayman require, but Jamaica quite happy to target their man. And this was very smart batting because at the end of the day, you play to win, and they timed it perfectly. They looked out around the ball in attack that Cayman has to offer, and they targeted young Marlon. And Raquel started the process and took 19, and the whites to add to that, the extras. And now Jamaica are back on track. 5 overs, 49 runs on the board. And the game is now swung into the direction of Jamaica. There's no wickets down at the moment, so they can keep the momentum going, can continue the attack. And lots of men in the hut that can bat, so there's no need to stop. And now Gregory Smith comes in from the far end, and he, medium pace bowler, pretty accurate usually. And I think Raquel will still look to hit through the onside. His go-to shot is the slug sweep, and so length is important to when you're bowling to Raquel. Length is very, very important. So even if you're bowling outside the off stump, you don't want to be bowling full. You want to be bowling just short of a length and ask him to hit on the up, which is very difficult from the position he'll be in that position. Again, lovely delivery. That's the length. You want to be bowling to Raquel. And he's a very busy player, so he's going to be looking now to walk outside the off stump to bring the ball closer to him, to his hitting arc. And Gregory just needs to stay focused. And this is going to be a wonderful battle to watch because Gregory also very experienced bowler, and Raquel here is in full flow. So it's going to be an interesting battle here. Short into the onside, and Gregory pulls that one to the man at deep mid wicket. They go for one, and one it is. Awkward bounce there to the wicketkeeper, Jalen Linton. But I think Gregory Smith has got the right approach here. Want to be into that wicket, just short of a length, to both these batsmen. And that one is swung in the deep mid-wicket area. Look, not a good bit of feeling there. Goes for 4. And again, if you're going to be short, you can't be that short. It's just too much time for Codner to rock back on the back foot and pull that one through mid-wicket for 4. Beautiful shot. And exactly what Codner was waiting on. He's not been going very well, but now he's up to 15 runs off 16 balls. And that's what I spoke about earlier. He has that ability to make up for lost time. So you've got to be really careful. The Cayman bowling attack. Again, that one is tugged into the onside. And there's 1 taken, 2 taken. And he comes back for a second. So 7 runs off the first 4 deliveries here from Gregory. And that's following up 23 runs in the previous over. So 30 runs is scored in the last 10 deliveries. And that is exactly what Jamaica needs in this run chase. 83 now to get from 9.2 overs. Lovely delivery there. That's the area you want to be bowling. And 1 delivery to go here. 8 runs off the first 5 here by Gregory Smith. Good thinking here. Again, that swung into the onside. Go for 1. Straight to the fielder. And the return comes in. So wrapping up this over. Looks like 10 runs off the first over. So Jamaica going very well here. 23 is followed up by 10 runs off this over number 6. And so Cayman will need to bring on one of their prime bowlers now, otherwise this game is going to run away really fast. And they have called on the off spinner, the national off spinner, Ronald Ebanks, also a very clever bowler. And he will look to exploit this pitch. And he will know that length is crucial here. And I think the skipper looking to his prime off spinner to pull this game back, because Jamaica is now on a little bit of a momentum here, 23 and then followed by 10 off the last 2 overs. Therefore, the experience of Ron Ollie Banks is being called upon here to bring that game back for the Cayman Islands. So this is a very important over. And Ron Ollie Banks is just back from his exploits to the national team, where he was quite excellent in the last 2 tournaments for Cayman, and bowled beautifully in the sub-regional tournaments, which is absolutely unplayable at times. And yes, lovely start there by Ronald. And you will notice from him, his action naturally takes the ball into the wicket, and he looks to mix his pace up. And also very clever bowler. Overall, very clever cricketer. One of the young Caymanians that have came through the system and learned his craft. Went off to school in the UK and now back at Cayman. And lovely pace off the ball. And a wide signal there by umpire Courtney Young. A little smile there, lovely to see from Ronald Ebanks. He saw the funny side of it. Again, pace off the delivery. Good work in the deep there. Go for one run. So good start here by Ronald Ebanks. 4 of the first 2. And looking to take pace off the ball. It's played through the offside. Picked up there by the man at point. And they come back for a comfortable 2. So Jamaica keeping pace here, lovely. 65 now off the first 6.3 overs. And Ronald Ebanks looking to stem the flow of runs here. Has not been able to do so far. Lovely delivery that through the off stump. And as I said before in my assessment earlier, both these players are looking to hit through the onside. That's their favorite. So if you're going to be bowling off stump, you just need to make sure your length is correct, and then it makes it difficult. If it's too full, then obviously it's not hard. So that's the length you want to be bowling. But that's a beautiful shot. Backward of point, and it runs into the boundary for 4. And this time Cudner got on top of that one and played a lovely cut shot. And maybe just a little bit too short there by Ronald Ebanks. And that's allowed Cudner to come back and play a wonderful shot through the offside past the man at point. That's the area that he wants it. And that's exactly what you don't want to do to Davian Cudner. He loves it straight, and he's going to be looking to hit through the onside, and that went all the way for 6. Beautiful shot that was by Davian Cudner. And he now is up to 30 runs off 22 deliveries, and just as we said earlier, he has that ability to make up for the dot balls early in his innings, so you're better off getting him out at that stage in order to, once he gets started and gets going, then it's very difficult to stop him. I think the Cayman bowlers here just needed to be a bit more disciplined. And that one is hit through the offside. Beautiful shot. Again, a little bit too short. And if you're going to be short, it cannot be that short. It just gives the batsman too much time. But that's a lovely shot through the offside. His hands just went through the line of the ball. And it went very fast to the boundary for 4. And Raquel continues his fine form on 38 now off 21 deliveries. batting like a man possessed at the moment. And Jamaica motors on to 79 without loss of 7 overs. Much better by Gregory Smith. And they take one. They take, and now over number 8. Score already 80. So 10 runs are over. Very good. Going by Jamaica. That one is played into the offside again. Misfield there by Conroy Wright. There's just no real damage there as they just took 1 run. And that's much better from Gregory Smith. If you're going to be bowling on this surface, you can see both batsmen are pretty set right now. And that's a little bit on the wide side. He touched it, and therefore signal there by umpire Zitroy. So that one is given as run. Raquel looks a bit winded after that single, trying to catch his breath. Very wide that delivery by Gregory Smith. But you can see what he's trying to do here. He's trying to bowl wide outside that off stump. A reverse sweep, and they go for 1. Picked up there by Young Morris. Good return to the keeper. Not sure if he will get a bowl later on. Left arm Chinaman youngster, only 15 years old, and might be given a big task later on. Again, tugged into the onside. Raquel, they go for 1. And 1 it is. Raquel not interested in that second run. He looks a bit winded at this stage. He's worked really hard for his 40 runs off 24 deliveries. And so taking a moment here to catch his breath at the end of the over. 85 runs now off 8 overs. So wonderful going here by Jamaica. And well on target here. Davian Codner has played wonderfully well at 32 of 24. And Raquel Walker playing a blinder here at 41 of 24 deliveries. And this is really fantastic going. And at this stage, you have to say, Jamaica has the advantage. And Ronald Ebanks comes back on and looking to undo the damages from the previous over. He'll be bowling to Raquel, who is well set now on 41. Lovely delivery there by Ronald. And it's turned into the onside for 1. I think that line is a little bit too straight. You don't want to be bowling that line to Davian Codner or Raquel Walker. It's much better. Into the pitch, just short of a good length. Misfield there by the man at point. Looks like Marlon. They were able to take a single. And that's not the area to bowl to Raquel Walker. Has fantastically played through the onside for 4. And you just don't want to be bowling straight to him. 91 runs now on the board off 8.3 overs. And Jamaica motoring on here into the final. Another 48 runs to get off 6.3 overs. And in this format, with all the wickets in hand, should not be too difficult for this very strong batting lineup that Jamaica possesses. And that's much better from Ronald Ebanks. But a lovely shot. And now they're going for one. They take two. And Raquel Walker moves to 48. Or 46. Or 48, yes. Score is taking a little bit of a delay to come up here on this big screen. And on 48 now is Raquel Walker. And Ronald is bowling that one into the pads, turn through the onside. They come for one. Seems like that one was off the bat. No signal from umpire Courtney Young. And therefore, Raquel moves on to 49. Very well played 49. And Codner now faces up to Ronald Ebanks. On the full delivery, driven down the ground. Come for one. And Conroy Wright does the fielding. And comes to the end of the over. Another very good over for Jamaica. Ten off that over. So Cayman Islands has not been able to stem the flow of runs. And I believe at this point, they would be looking to either McCarthy or Conroy Wright to give them a good over here. I see Omar Willis now looks around to his team, and now McCarthy looks like he's going to be coming on from the. And now they're looking to be. That one just outside the off stump. And not a bad start here. It's excellent bowling. Very good from the young man. And that's another dot delivery. So exactly what's needed here. They need a good over here, Cayman Islands, as they're not being able to stem the run of flow from Davian Codner, the flow of runs from Davian Codner and Raquel Walker. And they both have been able to manipulate the bowling, and they've been batting pretty well. One is driven back, and good stop. But this so far has been an excellent over. And Raquel makes his 50, and he raises the bat to adoring fans who is treated to a fantastic innings here from Raquel Walker. From the onset, he was attacking and positive, played a fantastic innings here. Well-deserved half-century from him. A lovely way to put your hand up in the semi-final for your team. And that is 2 full. And Codner has hit that one lovely all the way for 6. Beautiful shot. Lovely shot there, Davian Codner. And now it looks almost inevitable at this stage of Jamaica, who are well on the way now, motoring on in chase of this score. Only 34 runs to get now with still 5.2 overs to go. Certainly the advantage here well in Jamaica's court. And I guess they saved the best for this backing of this tournament. They have not been in full flow all season long, but today have turned up and played a fantastic game. Just outside the off stump. And signal wide there by the umpire, Zitroy. And things are not going very well for Cayman at this point. And Davian Codner and Raquel Walker have both a 100-run partnership here. Fantastic. And must say, one amazing knock by both players. Again, looking to tuck that one into the onside. They go for 1, and 1 it is. No need to take any risk at this stage. Jamaica well ahead. 2 set players at the crease. Raquel Walker, his 50 runs coming off 29 deliveries. Quite a fantastic knock. And Davian Codner at the other end started slowly and picked up the pace and is now well on the way. And Raquel now looking to play that one through the offside. And they take 1, come back for 2. And very good run in there. And as it comes to the end of the over, and Jamaica here well in control of this run chase. Raquel now on to 52 runs, and he is batted fantastic. And Davian Codner also there with him, 42 off 30 deliveries, and played a fantastic little cameo here where started slowly and then decided to pick his man and went after the bowling, and it has rewarded. He's been rewarded with. Now they're well in control of this game. I don't think the Cayman bowlers turned up here today, and I think they're just a little bit too inconsistent in their line and their length, and got a little bit impatient. Both players struggled when the ball was just outside the off stump from short of a good length, and was waiting on anything too short, they was pouncing on. Anything that was a bit full was gone. And they played very positive. And you must take your hat off to Raquel Walker, who started the onslaught. He decided that he was going to take the attack to the Cayman bowlers from very early. And Codner, recognizing that, stayed within his normal attacking ways of batting and just stuck around until his time came. He went for it as well, and both now well set and well placed to take Jamaica home. A lovely delivery, but pushed into the offside. Why did that get so dark? Tucked through the offside. Davian Codner comes for 1. Remember, this is a 15-over game, and 30 more runs to get, 29 more runs to get off 4.3 overs. Now, they have a saying in cricket, It's never over until it's over. And in the semi-final and the final, there's usually a twist. Experience has taught me myself that there's usually a twist towards the end of the game. And even though, and that's very sloppy there from the man at point, there's no need to throw that ball into the pitch. They were able to take a second run. Yeah, as I was saying, usually there is a twist. However, Jamaica is well in control here. And that one is hit down the ground for a single. We had a short break in commentary there, but we've just been treated by a fantastic shot by Davian Codnan that takes him to 50, and he's still there, and well played 50 as well. Davian Codner to join his partner, Raquel Walker, who's also there on 53 runs. Well played by the young man, fantastic to watch. I believe that he's well deserved. He's played within himself early in the innings to give himself a chance, and there was no need for him to go because Raquel was going very well at the other end. So it played lovely into his hands, and now he's looking to express himself, and he's hit that one lovely shot. Another 6 straight back down the ground. Beautiful hands. What a fantastic shot that was, Davian Codner. He just stood there very still and just send his hand through the line of the ball. What a beautiful shot, an absolute beauty. He's now moves on to 56 and is now expressing himself to the delight of this wonderful crowd that has joined us here at the Jimmy Powell Oval. And he looks to go again, hits that one down the ground, this time only one. But Jamaica just moments away now from a place in the finals where they'll meet Eastern Caribbean. And you must say that they have completely outplayed the Cayman team today. And especially the batting of Raquel Walker and Davian Codner. Both they are now very well set, looking to take their team home. 57 runs for Davian and 53 for Codner. And when we started, you would have thought Codner would have played the sheet anchor role to Raquel. However, in the last couple overs, Davian Codner has shifted gears and has absolutely taken apart this Cayman attack. Playing some fantastic shots all down the ground. And as I was saying earlier in my commentary, that hitting through the onside may be good when it's full. However, on length, you've got to do exactly what Davian Codner did, which he stood still and just hit through the line of the ball. Beautiful to watch. Lovely execution. Fantastic to see the adjustment by the young man. And you want to see that sort of improvement in his game. I know he's worked hard, and now it's coming to bear fruit at this stage. Well played, Davian Codner. In the past, he would look to pull those balls into the onside, but now he just stands there and hits the ball straight down the ground. And that, my friend, is lovely to watch. So the delight of the crowd here. We would love to get a shot of the crowd in the Jimmy Powell Pavilion. A lovely crowd has gathered to watch this Jamaica run chase. Needing only 14 runs now from 3 overs. Conroy Wright is back in the attack. And he's hit that one through the onside. Is Codner. They go through for 1. Really no reason to take any risk at this stage. Jamaica is well on the way. 13 runs now needed from 2.5 overs. And there's no need, but knowing the way these batsmen have been playing, they'll be looking to end this game as early as possible. However, the experience of Conroy Wright, who is back in the attack now, and Raquel Walker gets ready, looks refreshed after being winded for a little bit earlier in his innings. Oh, lovely delivery there by Conroy Wright. But well played by Raquel, who is now pretty set. So he's seen the ball very well. And he's now moved him he's now moved on to 54 runs off 34 deliveries. Davian Codner has taken over and is now on 58 from 40 deliveries. And this, we've been treated the last over to some beautiful shots down the ground for 6. Just quite beautiful on the eyes to watch. He ready now to face up to Conroy. I know that they will look to just push Conroy around a little bit because he is the best threat that the Cayman team has. So sensible cricket at this stage is all that's required. You must say that Davian Codner, in my opinion, has played an absolute blinder here. Wonderful innings. He's paced it extremely well. And gave himself a chance. And it's just easy now towards, and he's hit that one straight down the ground. Another fantastic shot. And it's now 1 bounce into the boundary for 4. And he's seen the ball very well now. And you can see, even though he's waiting on the back foot, he's looking to hit through the line of the ball. That's another fantastic shot from him. Pouncing on anything that's too loose. Jamaica now in sights. 6 runs now required. Off 2.2 overs. Should be an easy stroll to victory here. Down into the pitch, pulled into the onside. They go for 1. And that 1 it will be. I think Cayman Bowlens has missed the trick here. They bowled into the strengths of Raquel and Davian. And once they got set, and it's game over. Both players have the ability to hit big boundaries, and they're not big in stature. Both of them are not the biggest in stature. However, they hit the ball pretty well. So you don't want to be missing your length and line to these 2 players. Conroy Wright again. And now into the onside. They go for 1. Come back for 2. Fantastic running. Again, 2 players that are very quick through the wicket. Now only 3 runs required of 2 overs. So you must say at this stage, Jamaica has booked their place into the finals. And it's just a formality at this stage. And you must say it was a fantastic, well-played game by Jamaica. Well executed. Cayman put a very good challenging score on the board. What Jamaica was positive from the onset, Raquel Walker especially. He played what he saw and he just went for it. And I think his positive intent helped Davian Codner to get started. And once Davian was in, he took over and was an absolute joy to watch in full flow. And while Raquel started the process, Davian took over and finished the job. And well played by both players, but well played Davian Codner. It's very hard to say which innings is most important here because when you think about it, the innings of Raquel Walker is the one that set the momentum and the tone for this innings. But then Davian Codner just took all the pressure off Raquel when he was a little bit tired and winded. Davian took over, and to me, that's the way you bat in a partnership. Fantastic to watch. Fantastic to watch. And they run well through the pitch, they run well at the wicket, and both of them, when there's a loose delivery, was able to put them away. So excellent batting here. Again, Codner hits that down the ground, and they run for one. Return comes in. Only 2 runs required now. Should be a formality at this stage. And these two teams have usually, over the years, very good rivalry. Usually meets in the final. This year, it didn't happen. And primarily because Jamaica actually did not. That should be it. They go for 1, go for 2, and that should be it. That's it. Victory for Jamaica. Raquel Walker punches the air in joy and excitement to the delight of the crowd that has gathered here. And you must say that well deserved by the Jamaican team. And they win here by 10 wickets in chase of 138. We're 139 without loss. Beautiful knock here by Raquel Walker, who started the process and was attacking from the onset. And he made 58 of 36 runs, while Davian Codner started slowly, took over at the end, and played an absolutely beautiful innings. He finished on 66 runs off 49 deliveries. And you must say, ladies and gentlemen, that right there was a comprehensive victory. Comprehensive victory by this Jamaica team. As the teams look to shake hands, disappointed looking Cayman team, but you must say you have to give your hats off to the Jamaica team, who were fantastic in their approach to this game, especially the batting of Davian Codner and Raquel Walker. Fantastic overall. As we come to the end here, comprehensive victory from Jamaica. As you can see on the screen, 10 wickets. Well played, Jamaica. And they wave to the crowd that's gathered here to support their team. A very happy looking Jamaican team. They're now booked their place into the finals tomorrow. And well deserved. Their manager, their fist pumps and smiles all around for the Jamaica team. And deservedly so. They played a fantastic game. Absolutely outplayed the Cayman team. And they're rightfully elated. And ladies and gentlemen, you have to join us tomorrow, where the final is now set. So, as you have it there, Jamaica And you can see earlier the scorecard for the Jamaica team, for the Cayman team. Not a bad score. However, in reply, Jamaica absolutely outplayed them. They had no answer for Raquel Walker and Davian Codner. And as you can see, absolutely dominated. 15 over game. Finished with an over and 3 balls to spare. And thank you all for joining us. And tomorrow, final is booked. Eastern Caribbean will play Jamaica in the finals. And that will conclude the Nations Cup. So join us tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, for the finals. Again, Eastern Caribbean versus Jamaica. We'll see you at around about, we'll start broadcast at about 1 p.m. local time here in Cayman. And join us then. Not good reading here for the Cayman bowlers. Earlier, the Jamaican bowling, and then the Cayman bowling didn't have an answer for the Jamaican team. Not good reading there for the Cayman bowlers. Marlon had that one over that went for 23 that started the momentum for the Jamaica team. And from then, there was no way back. So, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, and join us tomorrow when we shall have the finals. See you then.